back. It is the Danny Dot Podcast. We are halfway through the 75 Hard Challenge. So, I thought let's share what has worked, what hasn't, and some pros and cons, because I could probably talk for half an hour on the topic. It's been a bit of a wild ride, and quite frankly, on my own personal socials, I have not given anything away. We are a little bit quiet over there at the moment, and it's been really good because a good secret is one of these type situations where it's going to be like, oh shit. And I'm very excited for what's going to be at the end of this. That's only what I'm thinking about at the moment. It's not really anything else because, quite frankly, my brain is overloaded with fitness and water and 10 pages of a book each night. Like, I actually need to find out why this is 75 days, because it really could quite easily be 32. Oh my gosh. No, there's probably a reason behind it. It's probably, it inflicts a routine or something. Probably all I have seen is the dude that invented it and how he thinks, if you don't finish it, you're not like a strong person. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult. The reason why I started this was, I'm not sure if I shared it with anyone, but at the end I have a 9.5-hour flight to Honolulu, and it's quite important for me to get into a better shape than I was because I have a high-risk blood clot situation in my body, and obviously we want to make me safe, so making sure that I can travel for long periods in the sky is something that comes down to cardiovascular health and everything else that surrounds your blood and your veins and everything. I knew that I had to drop some weight. Did I think it would be this fast and enjoyable? No. It's crazy. It's we won't deep dive on the weight loss as such, but did I think anything was going to work? Absolutely not. You can ask Jess, my personal trainer, this. When we first had our consultation, I burst into tears and I was like, if I invest in doing this and we don't have results, I will just be devastated, because it's a lot of mental, physical, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't have the time and you can't apply yourself and it's not going to work, why are you doing it? I mean, there's so many concepts that obviously if you didn't want results and you weren't seeing outcomes and stuff like that, you'd fall off the wagon. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Get back up and try again. This is 75 days consistently. If you don't do one of these things, you bomb out. And I put a lot of, my essentials in personal trainer Jess to help with. I was like, it's going to be hard because not only have I tried to lose weight myself, keto diet is not for me. It's like a really terrible mindset way of putting your body through hell just to get results. They work, and don't get me wrong, I've done it myself. I lost 40 kilos in 2020. It was like a whole thing. However, the habits that I took away from doing the keto diet is something that's stuck for those couple of years until now, where if you started a day and you were doing really well and then you ate something that kind of threw you off and threw you out of ketosis or whatever, you feel like you've just been letting yourself down. And it was like a whole mindset where I was just so vulnerable and thinking, oh my gosh, where's the reprieve? And where is something that will work for me? You guys, I was desperate. I was reaching out to nutritionists, to dietitians. I actually thought that my body was neglecting the nutrients I was giving it. I didn't understand anything. But I don't know. There was something about the fact that this challenge was 2 workouts a day and a meal plan, and there was just so much drive and determination that I was like, I have to see results. And we didn't really talk about it ever again about, I don't know how this whole thing evolved. It was just, she handed me this meal plan and this fitness plan, and we caught up every Wednesday and got the ball rolling. And then when the challenge actually started and I had surgery and I was like, shit, I can't bend my knee, rah. And the way that it changed to just do things that didn't revolve around my knee was so important. And it's something I look back on now and I'm like, far out. can you imagine if I didn't have her as a support person when this whole thing kicked off? It would be a shit show. I would have done more damage. And I don't know if it's like, I did obviously think about it at the time, like, can I have surgery and continue this challenge? And the support and the understanding that, yes, you can, we don't have to work out that knee part, is the only reason I stayed on track. And I'm so like impressed with myself and proud of everything, because now that we're over halfway and I'm like, holy shit, I have done this. I only have myself to be proud of and accountable. The support from her was just unmatched, and I owe her everything, because not only did she introduce different foods, and look, I'm still not going to eat your stupid tin chicken or your tin tuna or salmon or whatever. I physically cannot bring the food to my mouth. My brain doesn't let me. She was so flexible, and it was one of those things where she was like, oh, Danny, what do you feel like eating? And I was like, don't let me give you ideas, because I am a rascal when it comes to nutrition. I am not fussy. I'll eat anything except canned food. But no, I think everything just in moderation. And I honestly cannot tell you, I don't know why this is working for me right now. I think it's just a different time in my life, and there's just a real happiness, and I'm enjoying everything. You can't wipe the smile off my face. Yes, the second half of this is going to be without Jess, my trainer. She's gone to the Gold Coast to be amazing and make people beautiful over there. But what she taught me, I owe my life to, because I now think that I can travel on that flight, and I'm not worried about this, that, and the other. And anxiety comes over and you think, oh, we can't do this, but it's a goal for me to do this. Not the challenge to actually fly to Honolulu. It's quite exciting for me. But no, it's interesting because we didn't know each other back at the start, and I think about it now and I'm like, oh, those conversations, you know, when you're working out and you don't know someone, they were conversations for the sake of having a conversation, if you know what I mean. Like, we would talk about so much weird shit, and I was like, seriously, how did we even get on that topic? So yeah, we've probably learned a lot about each other, just because when you start trusting someone, and it was more so than I have ever had with any of my friends I've ever met. There was an interesting concept where it was like, you know, when someone knows information about how to lose weight, and you just felt like you just owed them so much money, because it's like, if you throw money at this person, they'll tell you the secrets. But no, it's been such a ride moment. I'm so like impressed. However, if you think about the pros and the cons that come with doing this, I do have a list. We'll start with the cons, just because I don't think people realize just how much you stink all the fucking time. 2 showers a day, 3 on Sundays. And the laundry going flat tack, because, you know, you've got a whole outfit that you've worn to the gym and you're just sopping in sweat. It's got to go through that washing machine. I need to approach some like fitness clothing brands and be like, yo, do you know that your clothing absorbs sweat and stinks like cat piss if you wear it, you know, for like 2 weeks consistently? I mean, my cat Safi passed away in January. She's been gone 4 months, and the other day I was hanging out this t-shirt I wore to the gym, and I was like, shit, something stinks. Why does that stink? And I was like, it smells like cat piss. And I don't even know why, but my sweat was in this top and it was freaking me out. I was like, nah, it's going in the bin. And it was my running top too. Yes, by the way, we've started running again. That's a whole thing. But people don't tell you just how much you need to do laundry and shower. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. Do you have time to do all this? I have long brown hair, and I am at the stage right now where I'm washing my hair every second day, and it's like a whole thing with treatments and all sorts of jargon, just because there's a lot that happens when you have to be this physical all the time. And even when I'm sitting here right now, my heart's racing and I'm feeling really like energized. I've had no coffee, no pre-workout, nothing, just probably 1.5 liters of water, and I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. It's definitely like my metabolism has sped up, and it's something we haven't really like talked about, just because I don't know. Am I excited for the next day? Absolutely. Am I dragging my feet when it comes to exercise? Yes. But the reason behind that is just because we had this whole understanding when I first started that we weren't going to spend any more time or any less time in the gym than we needed to for that morning workout. And I was like, yep, cool, understand it. So at the start, it was obviously a push to get my workout done in that 45 minutes. And now I'm nailing it in like 30, 35. And I'm thinking, oh, I've got 10 minutes to fill. What should I do? I made a friend. She's great. She's got these really great life stories. She's got kids. I almost fell off the treadmill last week when she told me, because I was like, how? You don't look like a mother. But, without being like, Jess honestly said to me, you can't be in the gym more than you need to be because your motivation will fall off and you'll start to resist coming. And I'm like, yeah, cool. So I made this friend. And we spend like 30 minutes on the treadmill gas bagging about life and just catching up and stuff. And I am obsessed with it. It's like my favorite part of the day. And it's never organized. We don't have any others, like each other's details. We just turn up and she's there and it's a whole thing. Cracks me up because obviously it tacks on 30 minutes to our workouts. And we're both as bad as each other because when she was in the treadmill situation, she also hadn't started her workout. And I was laughing because I was like, oh my God, not only we've like literally added to our workouts for the day. We're burning more calories. It's great, but no, we need to rein it in. This is getting ridiculous. But, and everything happens for a reason. And I treasure and value our conversations because I do work from home and I don't get to sort of gas bag as much as I want to. It's just one of those things. So yeah, honestly, trying to drag my feet around the gym and get workouts done, I need to rein it in and I have a plan. So we'll come to that shortly. This is my first couple of days without having Jess, the trainer, in the gym and going it alone. And is it contributing to me being unmotivated? Not really, but I feel like when I went to the gym, like during the morning and stuff, she was always there. And yeah, she was probably working other people and having like her own training sessions with others. She always kept an eye on me and she was like, you're doing it wrong. Do this, do that. And now I don't have that. So I'm like, I feel like a little bit of a free spirit. And I was saying to another one of the trainers the other day, there's things on my plan at the moment that freak me out so much that I'm like, nope, not today, Satan. Which just cracked me up because I was thinking, oh, I can give that a shot. And I'm like, nah, not today. But then I was thinking, well, she's not here, so when's she going to know? But then I was like, no, Danny, you can't be like that. If you start with that mindset, you're not going to do half the shit you want to. So you obviously have to pull your finger out your bloody ass and do the workout. So I thought about it and then I was like, no, do it. So I have done it. It's definitely been like an interesting time, that's for sure. Even though she's not here, I'm still like, the weekend just gone was really weird too because the weekdays are very busy. Obviously, it's understandable. However, Sunday, it was really busy and I was like, yo, this is my time. Why is the gym full? I can't get a routine in. And then a couple of the Cromwell goats came in and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Obviously, they hadn't seen me for a long time and I am starting to come out of my shell and not hibernate as much as I have. But it's been interesting because they were like, oh, this is where you're hiding. And I thought, shut up. I don't want to go and like follow the goats around for another season and be drunk and so yes, it was exciting to see them. Yes, they were very excited and supportive of what I was doing. But it was very busy at the gym and I was like, please go away. It's kind of my thing now to have the gym to myself. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But anyway, I am going to Christchurch for work in the next couple of weeks. I get to meet my boss for the first time in 4 years, which is very exciting face to face. We've only ever had Zoom calls and it's not the same. So in saying that, I'm trying not to throw myself off with these last couple of weeks. So I have got a hotel where they gym in it and we're going to stick to our routines. The only thing I'm kind of like about is the cheat meals or the water. Obviously, it's easy when you are working from home and you just have your drink bottle next to you and you can just drink. But when you work from an office, you have to remember to fill your drink bottle up. And also when you're consuming your water is rather important, because I have put a lot of this down to what has been in that friggin' Kmart Stanley knockoff looking thing. So we are trying to keep everything the same up until we get back from Christchurch, and then it's like pedal to the metal. Very excited. So yeah, but off the bat of that, honestly, when we start to think about how this looks at the end and what the next 30-something days look like, I am starting to give myself lots of treatments and all these bits and pieces that, I don't know, I deserve. And I'm excited because once you come to the end of the challenge and it's kind of like you're not stressing your body out and, you know, needing to wash your hair every 10 seconds, I have been to multiple hairdressers around Queenstown area, and this is not just a simple haircut, okay? This is for dramatic effect. This is like, yes, you did 75 days of all this shit. Here is a treat. I'm looking for a free glass of champagne. I want to vibe with the hairdresser chickie. I want full maximum, like, you know, it's all about me. And I have been reaching out to different places and they are so excited to have me in the chair, and I just have to pick one at the moment. But I have a photo of what I want, and I'm very interested to see what I look like with this haircut. They have all assured me that this would be perfect. Which one am I going to choose? Well, even yesterday when I was at the Queenstown Motor Group inquiring about a vehicle, because I am in the market for something special, the wee chickie behind the counter there even gave me a wee post-it note with who she thinks I should go with. And I don't even know how we got on the topic of that. But, I was wearing a beanie. I was wearing a beanie because I feel like my grey hair has gotten a bit out of control lately and it's freaking me out. We're too far gone to do anything about it at the moment. We have to wait until this hair appointment. But she was like, is it really that cold outside? And I said, no, I'm having a bad hair day. And she was like, oh God. And she gave me a recommendation. So now I have to inquire with that one, because I love it when people try great things and they want to share, and it's not like, oh, this is a big establishment business. Support local businesses is where I'm at. So lo and behold, I reckon that this will be a winner. And I am very interested. But yeah, this is a big treat for myself. And it is fun because, you know, I have started putting different things into perspective and spending money on myself, and it's been rather interesting. I had a eyelash and eyebrow consultation the other day, and the wee chickie was, obviously it's really awkward when you lie on these beds and you have to talk about stuff, but I'm not one to lie there and fall asleep or sniff the aromatherapy shit, no. So we did sort of have a chat, and she was telling me about how, you know, it's interesting that I'm doing the 75 hard, and she was all like, how did you get started? What's the go? Rah-de-rah. And she was like, oh, I have no idea how you do this here in Cromwell, because the only thing to do is drink. And I was like, honey, I know, but you need to understand that it's not the best drinking culture, and everywhere is different, and I totally get this, but I have just, I don't know, it's something that's really important to me to put more time and effort into myself, my appearance. I am really great, and I don't know, I feel like I just let myself down and let myself go, and it's not intentional, but I need to do something about it. So whilst she was doing my eyelashes and my eyebrows, we had a bit of a yarn, and it was just really lovely. So I don't know, for all those that are listening to this right now and that are on the fence and need some support or some help, guidance or whatever, just know that, you know, she was the same. And now I would be really interested to hear if she starts it, because she was like, that's amazing. You can tell. And I only think closer to the end of this that it's going to be really obvious that I actually did this for 75 days, not just for 30. And, it rubs off, you know, that this excitement and clarity and everything else just rubs off onto other people, and they're like, whoa. So yeah, actually something that happened yesterday was rather important in my life. I actually hadn't seen my brother in about a month. He is very busy. He's never around. And quite frankly, the last time I did see him, I was in track pants and a hoodie because I had knee surgery, and I look how I always look, you know. But yesterday I jumped out of my car. I was in these really cute boots and skinny jeans and a t-shirt that was wrapped in a knot over my belly button and a swan dry checkered shirt. And he was walking towards my car and he was like, holy shit. And I said, yeah, did Mum tell you I was doing a bit of a fitness challenge? And he was like, yeah, but far out, are you eating? And I stood there and I was like, don't get me started on the food, Thomas. I think one of the big takeaways here is when your male brother, who is like just a big lumberjack himself, doesn't notice anything, doesn't care for, anything, just keeps to himself, notices that his sister is looking after herself and he's applauding me. We were standing on the lakefront and we were looking out over the water and he was showing me all the houses that he's built in Quira Village and whatnot. And I looked down and I don't know why I looked down, but I saw this gap in my boot and I cracked up and I went, holy shit, normally my leg fills up the whole boot. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But there was a significant gap, these boots look little. And I was like, oh my God, that's really crazy, because about 2 weeks ago at the gym, Jess was showing me this machine and I made a joke that I didn't know what the whole point of this machine was. It just felt like it wasn't working. I was like, what the hell is this? Are you trying to throw me off here? But no, it was a calf stretcher. So you sit with this weight on your lap and you stretch your calf muscles down and up again. And she was like, oh no, it stretches your calf. And I said, but does it give you definition in your calf muscle? And she was like, yeah. But honestly, I think when you start losing weight and everything else, the definition still comes through. And I'm not saying it was a calf related thing. It's just interesting. I feel like I've lost weight in my legs, that it's no longer a cankle, your calf doesn't connect with your ankle. And I was beaming. I was absolutely bloody beaming. I went to Kmart and I was prancing around the aisles. And this lady looked at me and I was like, she's going to say something. And she did. She was like, oh, it looks like you've had your serve of coffee for all of us today. And I said, nah, I'm just high on life. And I pranced past her. And I was like, fuck, Danny, you're such an idiot. Go sit in the car. But honestly, I truly believe that I'm just high on life at the moment. I am a different person, really motivated, and I don't know, I'm just excited for the future, because not only has Jess taught me these life lessons, life skills, everything else, it just makes me so happy to think, well, I didn't need to have a personal trainer. I could do the 75 hard by myself. I just chose to have that support because, I don't know, everything happens for a reason, and I would honestly never take away from that whole experience for those first couple of weeks with her. It was invaluable, and I owe her so much. I just can't wait to see her in about 45 days when I visit the Gold Coast. Give her a big smushy hug and, just really show her that even though she left, we still kept on with it. And it's really important, because it's easy when someone isn't around. You just think, oh, whatever. But I still have those Easter eggs behind me on the bookcase, and I haven't touched chocolate, I haven't touched fried food. There's no cheat meals. We don't really know what a cheat meal is these days, but I know in my head it would be something that would be like fast food or convenient. But I have started treating myself in the weirdest way, and that is sometimes with a cup of coffee that's, espresso from a machine. I don't think that's a cheat in any way. I just think, obviously, I have this whole mindset at the moment where I deserve something, and it's not that I ever thought I didn't beforehand. I was just probably like, oh, you could make a coffee at home, it doesn't matter. And honestly, I probably have brought about several cups of espresso, and I laugh now. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. This is different. I do it because it makes me feel good, and that's probably the main thing. But interestingly enough, I have a few obvious things to contribute as to what happened last week and everything else. I have a wee situation at the doctor's, which I thought I'd share with you, because you love a good story. And obviously I'm going to have a bit of backlash from this, but we'll say it anyway. I was at the doctor's because every 6 months I get blood tests for my blood thinner and what potentially damaging it might be doing on my liver and kidneys, whatever, I don't know. What's really interesting is a doctor actually said to me, oh, your hematologist from Dunedin, so the blood specialist, has actually emailed to say you can drop your dosage to, I'm actually looking at the box right now. It says it's 20 milligrams, so they're offering me 10 milligrams, which I was like, what? Where did this come from? The significant weight loss is contributing to my change in dosage. And I just sat there, I almost burst into tears. I was like, holy shit. No, you have never said to me that I could change this, and it's so important to me. But I said to him, listen, I've got a big trip coming up. I don't want to change my blood thinner. I've got a big flight. I don't need to be thrown off with this, that, and the other. And he said, oh, and there's something else we need to sort of discuss. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And he was like, there's this new thing that we do with smear tests. And I cracked up and I was like, no, it's Friday morning. It's 8 o'clock. Why the hell are you bringing this up now? And he says, no, it's this new test where you pop into the toilet next door, you put your foot up on the toilet seat and you shove this up, and make it touch the sides like a COVID test up, tickling your brain. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? You want me to do what? And then he says, yeah, just put the specimen in the wall. Someone will pick it up. And I'm like, what? Someone will pick it up? Like, I tell you, honestly, I've told you once, I'll tell you twice, I need to change doctors. This is just like, what the fuck? There is a time and a place where you bring up this kind of shit. If you go in for a blood test, you don't ever expect to have to do a test like that on a Friday morning before your coffee, after the gym. Shit's just not going well. And I just said to him, listen, I'm going to do this when I come back from my trip because it's a lot of information to take in right now and I'm kind of in a little bit of shock. But I also don't want to skip a step and put it up too far or just, it was so weird. I was like, what the fuck? But he was like, oh, it's easy. And if the results are half decent, then it's fine. Or if we have to do anything further, and I'm like, I don't need the pressure of changing my medication or doing this test on a Friday. And having results in my mind at the moment. I am like a free spirit, floating around the place. I don't need this shit. So thank you, but no thank you. I'm off. And I did. I came home and I was like, what the hell was that? But yeah, so that was a weird experience. And I just thought this friggin' doctors is just doing my head in. There's too much weird shit. I can't control I just never have the best time. I know you're not supposed to have great times when you're at the doctors or whatever, but they honestly throw you these weird curveballs and you're like, seriously? Is it like this in major city centres? Because this is crazy. Which reminds me, I should probably see my Brisbane male doctor when I'm over, just for the sake of it. This wee Asian fella that was very sweet, and I think old Jeffrey deserves to know that I'm still alive because he was the one that diagnosed my blood clot many, many years ago in 2019. Wouldn't it be fun to have him on the podcast? I used to have to record the consultations and send them to Mum because Mum was like, what the hell is going on? And I was like, yeah, I got a blood clot. I travelled to Bali and Darwin. I didn't drink enough water and I was drunk the whole time and I got a blood clot, So yeah, there's just weird shit happening in Danny Dot land. But anyway, moving forward, what are we taking away from these first couple of days that are non-negotiable for the next 32 days? Honestly, I just need to up the ante. And by saying that, I mean we need to be at the gym, first workout done by 8 a.m, non-negotiable. The fact that I sleep in sometimes and it blurs to a lunchtime workout, no, we cannot have that because it's annoying. It drags the day on and I get tired. By the time I've done my lunchtime workout and I've cooled down, it's time to go on my evening workout with my mum. So no, that is my non-negotiable. I am putting a lot of money over the next 30 days into my appearance because I know that I can, and I obviously am very excited to have a spray tan and do the facials and get the nails done, the fingernails, the toenails. My hair appointment, very excited to do that. That's kind of a contributing factor to the fact there hasn't been any photos taken lately that I've posted because no. And then obviously I still want to probably not give too much away, to be fair. The more I think about this, the more I'm like, do I let you in on my secrets as to how I'm going to get this across the line? Well, there has been a few times where I've thought about having something and I'm just like, no. I really enjoy my cup of hot cacao at the end of the day. But then the other day when I was at the supermarket, I saw that oat milk comes in chocolate flavour. And I was like, is chocolate milk cheating? I brought it. It's here, but I haven't had it. So no, I'll still stick to the cacao in the evenings with my book. That's like just, I thought about changing it, but it's one of those things, you've come this far, like, don't change shit. What are you doing? And that's definitely my mindset at the moment. So I'm not flexible on my meal plan. We're going to rein that in and just stick to the basics. It's worked. I'm happy. I enjoy my cottage cheese twice a day on my 2 different meals. I've mastered the art of how to eat it, and I freaking wake up excited to and just eat it. So it's like, why change that? If anything, there's just a whole lot of like throwing out of all the clothes that I, in my mind, will never get to the place that I was like a year ago. And I just think that the empowerment behind these changes show that I don't have to ever feel like I did most recently. And I want to get rid of all those clothes that ever remind me of that. So there has been a couple of deliveries lately because for whatever reason, I just feel really excited to start wearing things that I want to. I've actually even bought like tape for boob tape. There is a couple of dresses where I could almost get away not wearing a bra, and I'm like, oh, that's never happened. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm literally sitting here like smiling like a Cheshire cat. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this challenge, and we're almost at the end. But I tell you, that finale, I don't even know what it looks like right now. I just know that I'm going to do it, and I look forward to, I don't know, communicating more on the matter later. But as usual, I will leave you on that note. If you want to give us a follow on the Danny.Instagram, it's at Danny.pod. I don't know if you guys read the blurbs that I put underneath the podcast in Spotify and Apple playlists and Google, but please take a look to read over, because that's where you'll find all this information. And obviously there are links to this, that, and the other. I am just going to leave on that note, but until next week, who knows what the topic will be then, but we are officially finished with the halfway mark. We are full speed ahead for the end of the challenge. Support me in saying, you got this, girl. But no, take care, and I'll speak to you again in a week. Bye!